What's going on, everybody? This Afro Think Tank. All right, check this out. Have you guys noticed that the Manosphere and red pill community has become the hateful, xenophobic FBA ADOS community? Have you noticed that? For quite a few years, YouTube and social media was promoting all of these men, these black men, right? Who were talking shit about black women. And all of them was kind of like on that conservative, Republican-esque thing, right? And they were saying that the black women were a bunch of liberals and progressives and Democrats, right? They kind of added a little they sprinkled some political seasoning on it, right? They made black women the enemy for political purposes, and their excuse was black women don't respect black men and all that. Now, keep in mind, these the same weirdo, incel, short, fat, bald, ugly, no disrespect to all the short, fat, bald people with charisma, all right? That's cool with they being short, fat, bald. I'm talking about the short, fat, bald, ugly ones that got no charisma and can't never get a girl because they ain't got no game. For years, the only thing they could do was talk shit about black. I'm talking, that shit was going on for a while. And everybody was like, what is this, right? Because it didn't make no sense. It was like, why is it that social media was allowing this kind of content to fester, right? Because right now, you can't say the J word, or you can't talk about the Jewish people, right? YouTube would say, oh, you have violated community guidelines by harassing a specific group of people. But when all those black men, right, was harassing a specific group of people, they was making thousands of dollars everywhere. And that shit was insane, right? So now that the election's over, right, obviously, they kind of like moved from the Manosphere red pill thing to like, oh, we now hate those Africans. Because once upon a time, some African talk shit about me. Keep in mind, it's the same argument. Because keep in mind, these people ain't very bright, right? The same shit they was saying that black women was doing to them, talking about them, making fun of them, always coming online, making content, making money about them, and they was victims. The black man was a victim. That's why we need conservative values, and I wanted to cook and clean and don't wear no shoes, and we don't want you to work, and I want to be a man, and you're going to serve me and make me a sandwich and all that stuff. All that shit, right? Now, they over here talking about Africans. Out of nowhere, right? And what are they saying? Oh, these Africans, they say we ain't got no culture. They calling us a cotter. They say they trying to steal our community. They want to steal our essence first. They replacing us. It's the same shit, and it's being pushed. And look at the content creator. Like, look at the people doing it. Look at all the Manosphere guys, and look what because they ain't got no content. If they can't make money talking shit about black women, they figure, damn, what else can I talk about? And when that white agent came and said, talk about the Africans, they started talking about the Africans, right? Out of nowhere, because all of a sudden they're offended by what one or two people said, right? About them, because their feelings hurt, right? They're manufacturing this hate that they think they're receiving. Keep in mind, these are the same people that say, we're supposed to be so great. We're the leaders. Everybody follows us. We're the trend. But then how can you be the trend and complain that people are trending on you? If you are the leaders and you're this big, bad group of African Americans, right? Why would you all of a sudden be offended that everybody else wants to be like you? All of a sudden. Wants to emulate you. You see, emulation is the best form of flatteries, right? So all of a sudden, you got these same Manosphere women-hating incels, right? That are now hating on Africans. Who are these Negroes working for? Huh? What's in that data? Who coded the algorithm for this shit? Huh? Who coded it? Right? Now African Americans are victims of other Africans, right? These guys are not intelligent. And see, on the white side, it's the same way. You see, on the white side, You had a bunch of incel, fat, bald, hairy at the same time. They fat, bald, and hairy at the same time. They were talking shit about their white women, right? Fucking liberal white women. Now, right? Now, they moved over to the MAGA and the conservatism and the bro. They're on the bro because they talk about Europe too, but there's no money in that for white people to talk shit about Europe. They got their own European tribalistic problems that they're going on right there. They can't stop. Oh, no. That's not true. All of a sudden, these white people are like, Russia used to be America's mortal enemy. Almost half of our video games is either fighting the Russians or some mysterious Mexican gang in South America, right? But now we love the Russians, right? And we hate the Ukraine. Did y'all remember the pivot? The white people, they pivoted from Ukraine. Yeah. Do you know how many of these white boys went over there to go fight Russia with all these mercenary corporations that's still doing it right now? Now all of a sudden they're going over there to fight with the mercenary corporations in Russia right now, right? Like literally right now. So the same, the counterparts of these weak, fat, bald, hairy, incel, weekend warriors on the white side, their job is to attack Ukraine now on behalf of Russia. That's the propaganda. That's where they're being led to. The black people job is to create animosity so that African Americans, right, and continental Africans and Caribbeans can hate each other and not like each other. They want to slow down the unification of black people. So now these mysterious groups called FBA and ADOS, where you see Yvette Carnell, who says she's about reparations, but she don't talk about that shit, do she? All she do is talk about why you want to be African, why you getting close to Africans, why you learning your African history. African people are trying to steal African American culture. Does that even make sense? African people trying to steal African American culture, when African American culture is literally just African culture. Literally. Grown ass woman don't know that African American culture is just African culture over here. It's just different versions of different parts of Africa and that culture over in America, right? With a sprinkle of slavery in there. That's what it is. That's why American culture is black culture. Black means African. So American culture is just modern day African culture modified, because culture always changes. It doesn't stay the same. That's the great thing about culture. Culture is always moving, always changing, always improving, always upgrading, always being infused with other cultures. And it just so happens when African Americans are being reinforced with their brothers and sisters, right? Getting our African American culture reinforced, connecting all the dots. All of a sudden, all these black incels hate Africans. The same ones that hate black women. So they hate black women. They hate all Africans, right? And then they try to blanket all of us African Americans with FBA. They're so stupid, right? They come in the comment section and say, I don't know why people hate FBA so bad. I don't know why people hate us FBA so bad. They hate us. They hate FBA, right? And I'm like, no. They hate you motherfuckers. Not African Americans. It's the African Americans that hate you motherfuckers. That's the thing. It's proud African Americans who've been proud to be African this entire time, because Africa is where we get our power from, because we black, because black means African, idiot, right? But all of a sudden, they got this false festivity. They're all mad. But I just want you to peep. All of the manospheres, all of the red pill are now anti-African. And their channels are being allowed to flourish. But here's the thing. They're not cool. They're annoying, yeah. They're not cool. It's not actually catching on. What's catching on is annoyed African Americans who are vehemently vomiting that shit up because they're embarrassed. They're embarrassing. They're embarrassing when they was talking shit about black women. And now they're embarrassed because they're talking shit about Africans, which makes no sense. Because they're supposed to be the trend, right? How can you be the trend and talk about you want to be the trend if ain't nobody trending on you? Huh? You mad because people like you? Now they taking your shit? So which one is it? Is they trying to emulate you and they like you? They want to be a part of you, or do they hate you? Which one is it? Because if I hated something, I'm not trying to be like it, right? Because if I hate FBA. That's why I don't call myself FBA. I don't walk around calling myself Foundational Black American. I don't detach myself from Africa, right? I understand what American means. American means white. All right? And I understand my lineage goes back thousands of years, much grander than their lineage that goes back to K-Flex. Okay? That's FBA's lineage. FBA lineage goes back to when Tariq Nasheed said, oh, I like that ADOS shit, but I don't want to be a part of ADOS because I can't be the leader. So I'm just going to make my own shit up. That's your lineage. Your shit stops in like 4 years ago. That's when y'all shit, that's your lineage. Your lineage is a lineage of grift. All right? That's your lineage. All right? Not no great African Americans. Our lineage goes back thousands. We're African. All right? We produce great kingdoms all the time. All right? Not just America. We do this shit in our sleep. All right? That's how great we are. But you FBAs, all right? Y'all ain't got shit to do with us. You guys are the losers of African Americans. You guys are the losers that can't get no punani. All right? You guys are the losers that have been rejected in your life. All of you guys are the losers in high school. You're the losers at your job. You're the losers in your community. And you finally found pride because your friend with the Beijing on his head, right? Who still want to act like he 25, nigga, 50-something odd years old, still on the internet, talking shit like he a teenager. And that's where you found your fucking pride. You guys are fucking pathetic. That's what you guys are. But I want everybody to notice this grift change. Just like when the Tea Party went from the Tea Party don't tread on me to MAGA. They went from the Tea Party to MAGA. That's their white counterparts, right? And now the black people are going from, I hate black women because they the enemy of all black men, to I hate all Africans because they the enemy of FBA. That's what happened. And peep this. Have you noticed that they're still saying, oh, you sound like a Democrat or a liberal? That's implying that you're a Republican, right? So if you're not a part of the political process, how you going to get them reparations? And how come none of you fools ever talk about reparations? How come y'all ain't got no plans for reparation? How come FBA ain't actually doing anything? How come your leader who ran away from you, right, hasn't thrown an event in a while? What happened to that Hidden History Museum? When last time y'all talked about that? Any new artifacts in there? Huh? Did he go to Photoshop and print out any more pictures to put in there for you? No more comedy shows from Dwan B? Huh? You don't want to talk about who invented hip-hop no more? Did that dry up? Huh? So now the new fad is let's talk about the Essence Festival? You talking about the one that the black people who owned it, the African Americans owned it, sold it to the white folks? Did you forget about that shit? You should be glad that a librarian bought it. You mean a FBA ADOS? By your definition, you should be happy about that shit. But y'all didn't get mad when the white folks bought it, did you? You didn't get mad about that. You only got mad when the Africans bought it, huh? You mad that the jollof rice was there too? Huh? You upset about some food, huh? Y'all, it's ridiculous. Everybody, pay attention to the grift. You got to be smart and see what the enemy is doing. And I've already proved that these organizations, because they're not lineage, they're none of that shit, they are built and designed to separate African Americans from our brothers and sisters because the white people know that we are uniting right now. Right? J. Edgar Hoover said, the most dangerous thing to America is the unified African body. Unified Africans, we're dangerous. So, you know, white folks, they're going to do everything they can to separate us. So all they got to do is go down into the African-American community and look for the stupidest ones. Look for the ones that can't get no Kit Kat, right? Look for the ones that got made fun of in school, right? Give them something to be proud about. And they got their little dumbass army out on the internet, plastering their stupid, xenophobic, hateful shit everywhere. Y'all a bunch of pussies. Anyway. That's all I got to say for now, guys. Tell me what you think in the comment sections. Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.
I'm ready to illustrate the reason why I'm a Hall of Fame college policy debater.
Man, it's a beautiful day out in Kansas City, man. But listen, unconsciously, because that's what I like to call you, if you really serious and you truly want to talk to some educated people who really stand on foundational Black American business, you can go to Tariq Nasheed's live that he do every night on X. It's the most poppin' live on X. So don't act like you're too big for the platform. You can go up there and holler at the family. I'm sure he probably love to talk to you. I'm sure some of the family in there who we have a lot of educated brothers and sisters, I'm sure they would love to talk to you. So I'm sure he'll be on tonight, so you're more than welcome to join.
Red pill manosphere content is created for and marketed to incels and damaged men. That's the target audience. And I know because I work in marketing and media. So I see the ad campaigns and the analytics behind the scenes. There is a lot of money being spent to promote this ideology. But see, most of the guys that gravitate to this type of content are mostly guys that either don't get women or guys that had traumatic experiences with women. So you get your heart broken or you never got the attention that you wanted from women. And that trauma, when unresolved, turns into resentment and anger, right? So they go to the internet seeking answers in community, which the red pill space provides. But what happens is instead of focusing on self-improvement to attract the women that they want, it becomes more about blaming or judging the women or arguing with the women. So what happens is eventually these guys start to find joy in seeing women suffer or being humble. But guess what? You still don't have any bitches. So over time, a lot of these dudes become more and more resentful due to their unsuccessful dating attempts, and the content creators pushing this become even more extreme with their views in order to keep people watching. And so it's basically an easy way to monetize off the trauma and sexual frustration.
Accusing him of transphobic violence.
Right, and basically that sounds like a person who has been given talking points by these white liberal feminist organizations and LGBT organizations. Then again, they have to get a black face to do it. You got to get a black face to do all of this stuff so that you can tie in black oppression to the white LGBT community. And I think that woman might even be Caribbean if we look into her background, because I know she's from down in Florida. She kept using the term birthing people. She wouldn't say the word woman. This whole thing where they want to erase genders, that's a very dangerous thing, because that's how they can control people when you don't identify as a particular gender. They did that in slavery. In slavery, they erased our genders. They would put black boys in dresses and they would work the women like men. Sojourner Truth had a very famous speech saying, "Ain't I a woman? Y'all work me like a man. Damn, ain't I a woman like these white feminists?" So this whole thing of ungendering people, especially us, that's a slave tactic, and they still do it now.
Yo, and you even feel like, so
how many of you all know that FBA is a term that was specifically started from foundational Black Americans? That's what the acronym stands for. Us, those of us in the grassroots, specifically our brother Tariq Nasheed. I credit him really for that specific term, even though, of course, we was always pushing reparations. We were always pushing for justice. But how many of you all know there are other groups that popped up that are little clubs and stuff? They got too many suspect ties to the Democrat Party. They got a lot of different group stuff going on. One of the little leaders over there some years ago attacked me, child. If you attacking me, as down as I am for reparations, you gotta be suspect. So because they doing some stuff they was doing, I don't know. I'm not even gonna speak on that because whatever. But FBA was important because FBA is not a club, it's not a corporation, it's not a business, it's a lineage. How many of y'all know that's what that is? You can't have a president of FBA. You don't have secretaries and stuff. The FBA was specifically brought into existence to delineate about this specific and unique lineage. It's not about being divisive, you understand? It's not about trying to start no drama, and it's certainly not about trying to start no mess. It was actually trying to get out of a mess of people trying to mix us in a social weirdo cocktail. Stop. Talk back to me, somebody.
I've been getting a lot of comments like this under my video, and I just want to let everybody know what a FBA is. FBA stands for Foundational Black Americans. FBAs are a fringe group of Black Americans / African Americans who are highly xenophobic, and their ideology is rooted in American exceptionalism, American nationalism, and hyper-xenophobia. They want to detach themselves from their African identity and be founded in the American settler colonies' ideal of what it means to be American. FBAs are connected to and related to the ADOS movement, which was founded in the 90s/2000s. You will see a lot of similarities between the groups. A lot of these groups preach reparations, black capitalism, American exceptionalism, homophobia, transphobia, etc., and now, since the Trump era, anti-immigration. FBAs were founded by a man named Tariq Nasheed in the 2000s. Tariq Nasheed is a right-wing grifter. Tariq Nasheed is his own case for a whole nother video. But FBAs are a group in which if you do not perform African-Americanness or blackness in their way, they call you a tether, which in simple terms means that you're an imposter. You're pretending to be African-American and you're not. This is also one of the telltale signs that if you're dealing with the FBA, if they keep using the word tether, or they just come out and say they're FBA. Now, FBAs are not representative of all African-Americans. They're relatively an internet thing, but you do have some FBAs in real life. So all in all, FBAs are just a loud minority on the internet who do not know what they are and what they should be doing in life.
And the FBAs are so delusional that as soon as you don't agree with them and you're dark skinned as an African American, you're a tether. Now I'm cosplaying. Now I'm forcing my Chicago accent. Can you tell that to my ancestors that was enslaved in Mississippi? Or can you tell that to my great granddaddy who fled Tennessee with all of his siblings to Chicago because he unalived the white G-man that was trying to dangle them from trees? Or what about my grandparents that were Black Panthers? I'm not a tether, and I wasn't born on the continent of Africa. I just don't agree with your xenophobic bullshit. Because the same people calling African people tethers and calling them African booty scratchers called me the same shit in 3rd grade because of my skin tone and my facial features. I'm sorry my great-great-grandmother did not get SA'd by the slave masters, I guess. I'm sorry that when you look at me, you're reminded of your West African roots. But I can't help that. I'm still African American, and I still disagree.
Listen, this is how tethers move. They sneak into your culture, all shy and humble. They stick around. They kind of watch you. And then, but because FBA family, we so welcoming that once we see you around enough, we start saying, yo, bro, why don't you try? And then we'll say, yo, where you from? And then when you tell them, like, yo, put some of that African flavor on it. Yo, put some of that Caribbean flavor on it, bro. See, because we all about creating, man. And I'm not one of those people that just say everything good about blacks, but that's one thing that is true. That we're not selfish people. We always look into how to create. So once we help these people learn to create within our culture, we don't realize they've always just wanted to be the number one in our culture, man. This is exactly what's happening in every aspect of this diaspora, man. Trust me. Facts.
But the tether class, that tether class who comes over, that gives a lot of people a rude awakening. We ain't playing that game. We're foundational Black Americans. We're not going, y'all done sat here and let the white supremacists and all of the tethers sit up and tell you you don't have an identity. Man, your foundational Black American identity is not a damn joke. You have a rich cultural identity on this land. Your heritage is deeper and richer than theirs. In many of these African nations, let's keep it a buck. It's deeper and richer because it's more rooted. We can trace back more history, longer. Our history is longer. Those countries over there have been colonized so many times and flipped and remixed, and tribes have been pushed here, there, everywhere. They don't have a deeply rooted history in a lot of these countries over there. They just don't. No disrespect.
Dig it. I'm on my way.
Where you going, Rootwork Jones?
There's some musty suckers on the streets. I got to go handle that. I got to split, baby. Can you dig it?
When you need to clean the stank off the streets, you don't call your mama. You call Rootwork Jones. Rootwork Jones is a stone cold dude that keeps the stanky suckers shaking in their boots.
Listen up, chumps. I'm looking for Dolomus. Can you dig it?
Rootwork Jones is getting down to the nitty-gritty, taking on the mustiest sucker in the city.
Dolomust is my name, and staying good and musty is my game. Where is Rootwork Jones?
This is a super soul brother getting rid of the stank. And you can for sure take that to the bank.
Take that, you musty jive turkeys.
When Rootwork Jones is not dealing with drama, he finds time to deal with foxy mamas.
Why don't you come on over here and give me some of that root work, sugar?
Rootwork Jones. He's bold. He's bad. And he's keeping the suckers musty mad. Rootwork Jones coming to a theater near you. Go to rootworkstyle.com.
Boom, there it is. What's up, guys? What's happening with it? What's happening with it? Ladies and gentlemen, let me do the museum commercial real quick. Hold on. Y'all need to see that.
Discover the heart of our history at the Hidden History Museum in Los Angeles. Now open with new weekend hours, Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Located at 2131 West Jefferson Boulevard in Los Angeles. Our museum showcases the brilliance and ingenuity of foundational Black American culture, along with the richness of global Black culture. Come in, explore our displays, and shop for books, films, and other unique items that celebrate our legacy. Also, be sure to look out for our popular special events. For more information, visit hiddenhistorymuseum.com.
Boom, had to show that. What's going on, man? We're here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the live broadcast. We are in the building. Glad to have you guys in here. And by the way, y'all need to come down to the Hidden History Museum tomorrow. Get you that Rootwork deodorant at the Hidden History Museum.
Grifters, especially online or in self-help, political, or conspiracy spaces, are experts at exploiting trauma and emotional pain to funnel people into buying products, subscribing to services, or donating money. Here's a breakdown of how they do it step by step. 1. Identify emotional pain points. They first target deep, unresolved emotions, grief from loss, anger from injustice, fear of the future, loneliness or abandonment, betrayal by institutions, for example, government, media, religion. They use content, often in videos, tweets, or rants, to mirror your pain and signal understanding. They lied to you. They betrayed you. That pain you feel? I feel it too. 2. Trigger emotional overload. Grifters intentionally create emotional spikes by sharing shocking stories, real or fake, using fear-mongering headlines, repeating trauma-inducing images or language. This overwhelms the rational brain and makes the audience more suggestible. 3. Create an enemy or scapegoat. They offer a clear villain to blame, someone who caused the trauma. The elites, the government, the other race, the sheep, the system. Sometimes they personalize the villain, a political figure, a rival activist, a doctor, etc. This helps redirect raw emotion, especially anger and grief, away from healing and toward tribal loyalty. 4. Position themselves as the savior. Grifters then present themselves as the only person who truly understands the pain, has secret knowledge or a solution, is brave enough to stand up to the enemy. They use language like, "They don't want you to know this, but I'm risking it all to tell you." 5. Introduce a solution with urgency. Once emotionally dependent, followers are guided into a sales funnel, disguised as a solution. Courses, I'll teach you how to survive. Merch, show the world you're awake. Donations, help me keep fighting for you. Supplements or tools, they're poisoning you. Take this instead. It's often sold with fear-based urgency. Before they take this down, only a few left. This will be banned soon. 6. Reinforce with community and content loops. Grifters build echo chambers where the follower feels part of something bigger. Private groups, comment sections, discords, email lists, constant emotional triggers plus loyalty tests. Anyone who questions the grifter is called a traitor or brainwashed. Real-world examples. Health grifters sell natural cures while using anti-vax or anti-pharma narratives tied to medical trauma. Political grifters exploit racial trauma, military betrayal, or economic decline to sell books, shirts, or memberships. Religious or spiritual grifters monetize religious abuse or existential crises through divine coaching programs or prophetic subscriptions. Key psychological tricks. Mirroring, they reflect your pain to build trust. Gaslighting, twist facts so only they seem truthful. Love bombing, flood you with attention, validation. Scarcity, pressure you into spending quickly. Conclusion. Grifters weaponize trauma to disable critical thinking and emotionally bind you to a false savior. The real goal isn't healing, it's conversion into a loyal, paying customer. Awareness is defense. If someone preys on your pain, they're probably selling something you don't actually need. Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.